Good evening, and welcome to Nox Historia. Tonight, we travel to ancient Egypt. Wherever you are, and however your day has been, you can set it all down now. There is nothing left to do tonight. Nothing to fix. Nothing to finish. Just let yourself grow heavy. Let your breathing slow, and come with me, gently, in no hurry at all, to a land that lay down to sleep more than 3,000 years ago. We are not going to the Egypt of pharaohs and golden masks and great armies, but to the quiet Egypt, the evening Egypt, the one that existed after the work was done, when the oldest kingdom in the world settled down for the night beside its great and patient river. You do not need to remember any of this. You do not need to follow closely or picture every detail. Just let the words drift past you, like a felucca's sail moving slowly down the Nile. And if, somewhere along the way, you happen to fall asleep, good. That is exactly what this is for. It is the end of the day in the city of Thebes. The sun, which the people here call Ra, is sinking low and red over the western hills, where the great desert begins. All day it has blazed down, fierce and golden, on the temples and the fields and the river. But now its heat is finally softening, and a long, cool calm is settling over the land. The Egyptians believe that each evening the sun does not simply set. They believe it climbs into a great boat and begins a long journey through the darkness of the night, to be born again, fresh and new, in the morning. And so, as the light fades, there is no sadness in it, only the quiet certainty that the dark is a journey, and the morning always comes. It is a gentle thought to hold, as your own eyes begin to grow heavy. The river is the heart of everything here. The Nile. It moves through the land slow and wide and ancient, older than the temples, older than the pyramids, older than the memory of anyone living. By day, it carries boats of grain and stone and travelers. But now, in the blue of the evening, the boats are coming home. Their great square sails hang slack as the wind drops, and the boatmen lean on their long oars, guiding them gently toward the bank, in no more hurry than the river itself. Along the shore, tall stands of papyrus and reeds rustle softly in the last of the breeze. Herons stand motionless in the shallows, gray shapes against the darkening water, settling for the night. And the air is full of the green, cool smell of the river, of wet earth and reeds, and the promise of the cool night to come. If your eyes have already begun to close, let them. You can stop listening whenever you like. I will keep walking slowly up from the river and into the quiet streets, and you can come with me as far as you wish to go. Let us leave the riverbank now and walk up into the town, where the houses crowd close together, painted white to hold off the heat of the day. The streets are narrow and dusty and warm beneath your feet, the packed earth still holding the last of the sun. The walls on either side are made of mud bricks of Nile mud and straw, shaped in wooden molds and dried hard in the sun. The same way houses have been built here for thousands of years, and the same way they will be built for thousands more. From the open doorways, the soft sounds of the evening drift out. Somewhere, a mother is singing low to a child. Somewhere else, the gentle scrape of a grinding stone as the last of the day's grain is ground for tomorrow's bread. There is the smell of wood smoke and of onions and garlic, and warm, flat loaves baking on the hearth. And from a courtyard nearby, the soft lowing of a cow settling down for the night beside the house. Here is the home of a baker, his work nearly done. All day the great clay ovens have been hot, and the smell of bread has filled the whole street. The Egyptians love their bread. They make it from emmer wheat, dozens of different kinds, sweetened sometimes with dates and honey. Now the old baker rakes down the last of his fire, banking the embers low beneath the ash, so that a little warmth will live through the night and wake easily in the morning. He wipes the flour from his hands and stands a moment in his doorway, looking out at the darkening street, at nothing in particular. A day's work done. Near the baker's house, the little market is closing for the day. All afternoon it has been busy, for the Egyptians have no coins, no money as we would know it. Instead, they trade. A basket of figs for a length of linen, a jar of beer for a pair of woven sandals, a fish from the river for a handful of grain. All day the gentle haggling has gone back and forth in the warm air, neighbor with neighbor, in the oldest kind of trade there is. But now the stalls are being packed away. A woman folds the last of her linen cloth and stacks it in a reed basket. A man covers his baskets of onions and dates and melons and pours the last of his barley back into its sack. The geese that wandered the market all day are herded, grumbling softly, back toward home. And slowly, the open square empties and falls quiet, and the dust settles in the last of the golden light. Another day's small business, done, in a town that has traded this way beside this river for longer than anyone can say. Let us walk on, deeper into the town, toward the great temple that rises above the rooftops. By day, the Temple of Karnak is the busiest place in all of Egypt, a vast forest of painted stone columns, taller than the tallest trees, carved from base to top with images of gods and kings, and once painted in brilliant blues and golds and greens. Priests move through it in white linen, and the smell of incense drifts on the air, and chanting rises and falls beneath the enormous stone roof. But now, in the deep blue of the evening, the great courts are emptying. The crowds have gone home, and a profound ancient stillness settles between the columns. The last light of the day slants low through the great stone pillars, and their long shadows stretch across the courtyard floor, and then fade softly into the dark. Beside the temple lies the sacred lake, its water perfectly still, holding the first stars of the evening on its black surface. The priests draw water from it for their rituals, and at dawn they will bathe in it before their prayers. But now it is silent, and smooth as polished stone, and a single white ibis stands at its edge, one leg tucked, asleep. Inside the temple, in the deepest and darkest sanctuary at its very heart, a single priest performs the last duty of the day. Before the shrine of the god, he lights a small oil lamp and lets a last curl of incense rise into the dark. It is one of the oldest acts there is. A small light and a soft prayer, left burning in the heart of the temple to keep watch through the night. Then he draws the great doors closed and seals them with a cord and a daub of clay, and the god is left to sleep, undisturbed, until morning. In a small room beside the temple, a single lamp still burns. This is part of what the Egyptians call the House of Life, the place where the scribes work, where the sacred writings are copied and kept. And here, an old scribe is finishing the last of his day's work. He sits cross-legged on the floor, his linen kilt stretched taut across his knees to make a writing board, a sheet of pale papyrus resting upon it. In his hand is a thin reed pen, and beside him a little wooden palette with 2 cakes of ink, black, made from soot, and red, made from ochre. For most of his life he has done this, forming the small, careful picture signs, the hieroglyphs, that to him are nothing less than the words of the gods made visible. He writes a final line in the lamplight, then sets down his pen and gently blows upon the ink to dry it. He rolls the papyrus and ties it, and sets it carefully aside for the morning. He cleans his pen and stoppers his ink, and rubs his tired eyes. The work will still be here tomorrow. It always is. The words wait patiently in the dark, as they have waited for 1,000 years, and will wait for thousands more. There is no hurry. We have all night. Come, let us walk a little way out from the town, along the edge of the fields. Here the land is divided into a patchwork of small plots, dark and rich, watered by the river. All through the long day, the farmers have worked here, raising water from the canals with the shaduf, a long wooden pole, weighted at one end with a bucket on the other, that lifts the water with a slow, creaking, patient rhythm. But the shadufs are still now. The fields are quiet. The day's work is finished, and the dark earth rests, drinking in the last of its water beneath the rising stars. A farmer walks home along a low path between the fields, his tools over his shoulder, his white kilt pale in the dusk. He is tired, in the good and simple way of a body that has worked all day under the sun. He is thinking, perhaps, of nothing more than his supper and his bed and the cool of the coming night. And around him, the frogs begin their slow evening chorus from the canals, and the first bats flicker out across the violet sky. There is one more place I would like to show you before we turn toward home. Out beyond the fields, in a small valley tucked against the western hills, there lies a quiet village unlike any other in Egypt. It is the village of the craftsmen, the painters and carvers and stonecutters who build and decorate the great tombs in the valley nearby. They are the finest artists in all the land, and they live here together, in a tidy little town of narrow streets and whitewashed houses, just for them. By day, they walk over the hills to their work, and carve and paint by lamplight in the cool of the deep tombs. But the day's work is over now. They are home, and the village settles into its evening, much like any other. The smell of cooking fires, the murmur of voices over the low walls, children chased gently to their beds. One old painter sits in his doorway in the last of the light, easing the ache from his hands. Hands that have painted the most beautiful things the world will ever see, by the flicker of a wick. He is not thinking of greatness tonight. He is thinking, perhaps, of his supper, and the cool of the evening, and sleep. And one by one, the small lamps are lit in the windows, and the village glows softly in the gathering dark, and grows still. Let us turn back now toward a house at the edge of the town, where a family is settling for the night. It is a modest house of whitewashed mud brick, with small high windows to keep out the heat, and a flat roof above. Inside, the rooms are cool and dim and simple. Woven reed mats on the floor, a few low wooden stools, painted chests where the family keeps its linen and its small treasures. The supper is finished. The dishes are cleared away. In a niche in the wall stands the household's small shrine, not to the great and distant gods of the temple, but to the gentle gods of the home. There is Bez, the cheerful dwarf god, with his lion's face and his funny tongue, who guards the family while they sleep and drives bad dreams away. And there is Taweret, in the shape of a kindly hippopotamus standing upright, who watches over mothers and children through the night. The mother of the house pauses here, as she does each evening, and lights a small lamp before them, and asks them quietly to keep the household safe until the morning. It is the oldest prayer there is, this one. Watch over this house. Watch over the people sleeping in it. Let the night pass gently, and let the morning find us all. The children are already lying down on their reed mats, on the cool floor, in the simple way of this warm country. And here is a thing that may surprise you. They do not rest their heads on soft pillows, as we do. Instead, they use a headrest, a small curved stand of wood or stone that cradles the neck and lifts the head a little off the ground, keeping it cool through the warm night. and keeping the crawling things of the floor away. It sounds hard to us, but to a child of Egypt, it is simply what sleep feels like. The smooth, cool curve of the headrest, the woven mat, the soft dark, the sound of the family breathing nearby. If you are still with me, there is no need to hold on tightly. The night will carry both of us from here. Let your thoughts loosen. Let them wander where they like. Let us climb the little stair up onto the flat roof of the house. For on the hottest nights, this is where the people of Egypt love best to sleep. Up here in the open air, where the cool night breeze moves freely, far better than the close, warm rooms below. Reed mats are spread across the roof, and the family comes up one by one and lies down beneath the open sky. And what a sky it is! Out here, away from our modern glow, with no light but the stars, the heavens above ancient Egypt are almost unimaginably deep and bright. The whole great river of stars we call the Milky Way pours across the black from one horizon to the other, brilliant and silver. The Egyptians see it as a heavenly Nile, a great river in the sky, mirroring the one that gives them life below. And arching over all of it, from edge to edge of the world, they see a goddess. Her name is Nut. She is the sky itself, a great and gentle mother, her body stretched across the heavens, her fingers touching one horizon and her toes the other, her skin dark and scattered with stars. Each evening, the Egyptians say, Nut swallows the setting sun. All through the night it travels through her body, through the dark, and each morning she gives birth to it again in the east, golden and new. The whole of the night sky is a goddess, holding the world, watching over everything that sleeps beneath her. There is something deeply comforting in that thought, as your own eyes grow heavy beneath these same stars, that the darkness is not empty, that it is a gentle body stretched above you, scattered with stars, holding you safe while the sun makes its long journey home. And the sun god Ra makes that journey now. In his great boat, he sails through the 12 hours of the night, through the hidden world beneath the earth, through the darkness, and though there are trials along the way, he is never lost. Always, always, he comes through to the other side. Always the boat sails on toward the morning. The Egyptians took great comfort in this. To sleep, to enter the dark, was simply to make the same journey the sun makes, to travel through the night, in good company, toward a certain dawn. Down below, the town has gone quiet. The lamps are going out, one by one, in the houses along the river. The temple stands dark and vast against the stars, its single sanctuary lamp still burning at its heart. The river slides on through the night, broad and black and patient, carrying the reflection of the moon down toward the distant sea. And on the western shore, where the great desert begins, all is still and silver under the stars, Far out in that desert, a jackal calls once, and is answered, and falls silent. A warm wind moves over the sand, and over the reeds, and over the rooftops where the people of Egypt lie, sleeping beneath the body of the sky goddess. The same wind, the same stars, the same slow river, night after night, year after year, for longer than anyone can remember. 3,000 years and more have passed since this night, the one we have been walking through together. The temples stand in magnificent ruins now. The houses of mud brick have long since melted back into the earth from which they came. The names of the baker and the farmer and the mother lighting her lamp are gone and were never written down. And yet the river still flows, exactly as it did. The same stars still wheel overhead. Nut still arches across the heavens, scattered with her stars. And the sun still sinks each evening into the west, and travels through the dark, and rises every single morning new. The people of Egypt are asleep now. The baker beside his resting fire. The farmer in his cool, dark house. The children on the roof, their heads on their smooth headrests, beneath the great bright river of stars. They do not know that we came to visit. They are only sleeping, as the whole world sleeps, as you, perhaps, are sleeping now. So let go of the last of it, whatever you are still holding. The night has the river. The night has the desert and the stars. The night has you. There is nothing more to be done. And there never was. The boat is sailing through the dark toward the morning, and you have only to rest and let it carry you. Sleep well, and when you are ready to travel again, Nox Historia will be waiting. Good night.